Councillors, officers and members of the public, welcome to the 17th of June 2026 Development Assessment Committee. In accordance with Moorabool Shire Council's governance rules, the meeting will be live streamed. We have 6 councillors present. We have 3 apologies, Councillor Minari, Councillor Freeman and Councillor Tatchell. Can we have a confirmation of the last minutes? Councillor Berry. A seconder, Councillor Ward. All in favour? Carried. Matters arising from previous minutes, there are none. Presentations, deputations, we have 1 speaker who will be online. Disclosure of conflict of interest, there are none. Moving along to 9.1, building and works associated with additions to an existing medical centre and further reduction in car parking to 12 Giles Street, Bacchus Marsh. We have 1 online speaker. Are you with us? How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're actually online, so you've got 3 minutes to speak.
Perfect. Well, hello, my name is Elisa Fisher-Webley from the ProUrban team. ProUrban has been engaged on behalf of the permit applicant who is seeking to amend planning permit PA 2013107 for 12 Giles Street, Bacchus Marsh. The existing permit allows for the use of the site as a medical centre with 3 practitioners on site at any time and has been operating as such for a number of years. So the current proposal in front of you today seeks to extend the existing facilities with a carefully designed ground floor addition to the existing building. The addition will comprise of an additional area for physiotherapy. The design of the ground floor extension is modest in nature and has been designed to sit comfortably within the built form scale of the site and the surrounding area. The design of it has taken into consideration the country town centre aesthetics that signifies the Bacchus Marsh town centre. While the proposal increases the extent of built form on the site, the applicant only seeks to increase the number of practitioners on the site by 1, so being a total of 4 practitioners of the site at any time. The new facilities will be of a high quality and meet the needs of the surrounding community. What's really come down to the crux of this application is that to facilitate the addition, the existing 6 car parking spaces at the rear of the site will need to be removed. While there are technically 6 spaces shown on plan detail at the back of the site, they're actually very difficult to access. Staff can't park in them easily, and there's been issues with it over a number of years. The 6 spaces at the rear were only ever for staff members and never for patrons on the site. There has been a DDA space at the front, though not meeting current standards. As part of the application, the permit applicant sought extensive traffic advice from Traffic Group, who are expert traffic engineers. As part of their engagement, Traffic Group have undertaken a number of surveys of existing car parking spaces in the surrounding area, as well as likely demand into the future. They determined that in the worst case scenario, there are up to 50 available spaces in the surveyed area, which is pretty much the 2 surrounding streets and car parking areas. That can comfortably meet the demand of the spaces being reduced. As part of the redevelopment, there's going to be an improved DDA space at the front that meets current Australian standards, as well as the introduction of a number of bicycle spaces to promote alternative transport options. As one of the fastest growing municipalities in Victoria, health services is critical for Moorabool, which will need to continue to improve and grow to meet the future demand of the municipality. Expanding the offering of the site allows for improved social and health outcomes for the community. It reduces strain on hospitals and additional services. Sorry, is that the time?
We're happy to keep listening. Everyone's happy with that?
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much for that. It reduces the long-term public health costs with early intervention. It reduces travel distance and facilitates trip changing through the site's location within the town centre. So what we'd expect to see is that People who come to the services will do other things like go to the shops and combine their trips, so they're not just coming straight for the medical centre. Also the site, how they operate currently, they're co-located with GPs and other services so people can get all their treatment in, and it's also a bulk billing offered service. So it really meets the needs of the surrounding area. The proposal will also allow for additional local employment opportunities, both through the construction and ongoing, so with physiotherapists and receptionists, and just an improved site for people to work and be employed in, and increased foot traffic and visitation to the surrounding commercial areas, including cafes and pharmacies along the way. So we continue to be of the opinion that the introduction of the physio use outweighs any loss of on-site staff parking and is a benefit to the community and will add overall value to the Bacchus Marsh Town Centre. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Any questions, councillors? Councillor Berry?
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Eliza, I was just a bit confused. You talked about 50 current spaces being available in the general area. I was confusing me. That's not just for your business.
No, so what the study did was it took into account a number of days. So the traffic engineers went out there and did space counts. And so that would be the additional spaces in the area for everyone to use. So not just this business, but that counted all the spaces that were currently being used by existing businesses and everything like that in the surrounds. It also takes, so the traffic report also takes into consideration the length of the spaces, so whether they're 1 hour spaces, 2 hour spaces, and all day spaces. So there's quite an extensive study, and we also did additional surveys based off engagement with council's infrastructure engineers, which I don't believe that they've had a chance to provide additional comment on today.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Sullivan?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Thank you for your presentation. My question is not dissimilar to Councillor Berry's. When the study on the car parking, did they actually just count on-street car parks, or did they count car parks available in other businesses in the area which arguably are private car parks?
They did include the village car park, but that's the extent of additional spaces that they included.
That's probably a private car park, I take it?
For the shopping centre. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Councillor Ward?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Again, thank you for the presentation. I suppose I have mixed views on this because as a long-term resident of Bacchus Marsh, I have seen the rapid growth in town, and I've seen the increased demand and quite often large waiting lists to see a GP. So I know how important the health, access to health professionals is important. However, I've also seen the demand for that car park across the road. And I've quite often driven down there and not been able to find a car park. So I'm torn because I see the need for additional health professionals, but I am very, very concerned about the net loss of 12 car spaces. I think council was very kind in the application when it opened to waive the 5 spaces. The 12, increasing that 12 spaces does concern me. So it's more of a statement, I guess. I just agree with my colleagues who spoke earlier. I question the validity of the traffic report that said there was 50 available spaces. I just don't see that.
Thank you. Councillor Bingham?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The questions of council officers. So because I was about to ask you that question about in the original permit, how many car parks did we reduce it by? Is that accurate, the 5 figure?
Mr Lovell?
Yeah, the original proposal had 3 medical practitioners, so that required a statutory requirement of 11 spaces. They provided 6 on-site spaces, so that was a reduction of 5 on-site car spaces.
Okay, so just subsequent, sorry, Mr Mayor. So this figure that we're quoting here, net reduction of 12 spaces, is that just for that extra amendment, or is it all up?
So through the chair, so with an extra medical practitioner, that's 3 car spaces, plus the reduction of spaces that have been lost through this proposal, which is 6. So it's going down from 6 down to 1.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other further questions, councillors? Councillor Sullivan?
Officers, if I may. Just as an aside to all this, given that we have this redevelopment that occurs in our towns, like Bacchus Marsh and Balan, where you've got older sites that are redeveloped, and the car parking formula that we use, is that sort of basically applicable to greenfield sites, or do we sort of take into consideration or accommodation where we've got a redevelopment of in an existing urban area, which is sort of maybe smallish blocks?
Mr Lovell?
So through the chair, the car parking provisions apply to also applies to activity centres and applies to whether it be growth areas. So under the previous clause 5206 is based on a number of medical practitioners. There are the new provisions that have come in that do look at minimum and maximum numbers, but even with the calculation under the new provisions, it's still a significant reduction.
Thank you. Any further questions? Thank you. We have a recommendation in front of you, councillors. Can I get someone to move that recommendation? Councillor Sullivan. Seconder, Councillor Berry.
Thank you.
Anyone opposed? All in favour? Carried. Moving along to other business, Councillor Sullivan, is there any other business?
I guess it was just further to that question about the redevelopment of, call it redevelopment of the existing parts of the thing. How do we sort of, maybe it's something we need to look at going forward, that's all, and probably the new formula you've suggested, but where that occurs, people are between a rock and a hard place sometimes, that's also, we don't want to snuff the life out of our CBDs, that's all, I guess.
Yeah. Mr Bazutna.
Chair. So we've got a car parking strategy, and that was done at a point in time. So I think we're now at a point where we need to look at maybe new surveys and look at what's the demand, and then we may need to start looking at there's time restrictions placed on. Maybe we've got 2-hour car parking. We may need to look at maybe a quicker turnover of spaces. We can also take into account from our local laws from community safety to see what's the stats in terms of car parking contraventions. So we definitely have the tools and the mechanisms to start looking at.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Sullivan. Thank you. Councillor Kerr, any other business?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. No, I have no other business.
Thank you. Councillor Berry, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Bingham, any other business?
Other business, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Ward, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. The next Development Assessment Committee meeting is scheduled for the Wednesday, the 15th of July, 2026. And the date of the next meeting, the special meeting of council, will be Wednesday, the 24th of June. I now declare this meeting closed. Thank you.